Hi Aquarius, welcome to Magpie Moonchild. My name is Kayleigh. This is your week ahead reading for the week of the 15th to the 21st of March. Although if you find it at a different date, you found it when you're supposed to hear it. That's what Spirit does. All the housekeeping with decks and charts and how to book readings and stuff is all down below. So let's get down to your reading. It's like a weird headache across here. So if that's the case, yeah, give yourself some rest. Make sure you're hydrating. Make sure that you are looking after yourself. There is a change of direction this week, Aquarius. It's because I'm swapping my room around. I'm trying to make sure that what works and what doesn't. Because I need it to adapt to yet another use for this room. So I'm just seeing how I can make this work. Also, it really annoyed me that the lights were reflecting in the mirrors in the other setup, but we'll see what happens and where we go from here. But that's got nothing to do with your reading, so let's get down to your reading, Aquarius. Knight of Wands has come out. Also, you get to see the cards slightly on the table, so you can see how I see them. Yeah, you got the Knight of Wands, which is the hunter-gatherer, the like goes out on the hunter-gatherer. He enjoys the hunt rather than having to prepare the food when he gets back. But yeah, Thrill of the Chase this week. Chasing Tail is also what I got. Two of Wands is about balance, duality. Oh wow, okay. I mean, I'm getting through a duality, like, and because the Knight of Wands is sexual, I'm really getting, and you've got the Six of Swords underneath, it's like you're trying to process an aspect of your sexuality this week. Or identity. There's something sexual. There's some aspect of your sexuality this week that you're considering that you've never really given. It's kind of sat there untalked about, unthought about, unprocessed, and this week it's coming up to have a little look, have its moment in the sun, so to speak. So yeah, this week you will be weighing up. By the way, you don't have to follow a binary, just so you know. I don't know if that's important for you to know. You don't have to be bisexual or gay or straight or a lesbian or whatever. You don't have to even put a label on it. It's okay to not put a label. You don't have to explain your sexuality or your feelings towards anybody. I mean, you can be bi, pan, asexual, aamorous, aromantic. You can be whatever there's a whole spectrum, and most of the spectrum doesn't even have a label yet, if it will even have one or need one. I'm all for... I don't know if something's triggering it, like a person's come up that... I don't know if you've been straight the whole time and all of a sudden you have feelings towards a person that, and you're like, oh, I really fancy them, or this could go somewhere. I really think this is like something that's going to happen, because that's what I'm getting. It's going to bring up feelings within you that I kind of think you're going to reflect back and think, do you know what? I've always kind of felt like this. So I don't know if it's like you'll come at the end of it, you'll be like, realize you're bisexual or pansexual or whatever. So yeah, I'm really getting that it's something that you've kind of needed to process for a while, just for your own really identity. It's like you're really getting in touch with your identity and who you are at the moment, Aquarius. And it really feels that that's the case, that you're thinking, oh, what does this mean for me? From my point of view, because if you don't truly know who you are, you can't be who you truly are. You have to understand who you are. So it's kind of that inner reflection, hermit mode that I'm really getting. The Knight of Cups, yeah, there's somebody that you wouldn't normally go for, but you fancy them, and it's bringing up all these feelings. Like, so I don't know if you're straight normally or you're gay normally or whatever, but something about this person and you wanting to be with them or having romantic feelings towards them, on some level emotionally invested already in this person. They are not what you normally go for gender wise. So I don't know if you, or even if it's down to somebody that you have romantic feelings towards somebody who's non-binary and you're like, well, what does that mean for me? And I really feel like you don't have to have a label. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to have a label. If you are having feelings towards another person and they reciprocate them, then why can't you two pursue a relationship? That's how I feel. That's how I see the world. And that's how I just see people. Do you know what I mean? That's how I feel about people. If I like someone, I have romantic feelings towards them, then I have romantic feelings towards that person. It doesn't matter their gender configuration down below, or how they identify it from a gender point of view. They may not identify in any way, but I think in your head it's like, well, this is thrown up feelings for me. How do I identify from my point of view? How do I identify on that spectrum of sexuality? So I don't know if something from your normal, the way you normally are attracted to, this has brought up issues, and you're like, oh, okay. And I'm not saying that all of a sudden it might be that you've always been with women and now you fancy you are starting a relationship with a man and you've realized you are gay. Absolutely. It just feels like an epiphany moment from that point of view, like, oh, I'm gay, or oh, I'm a lesbian, I didn't know. That's fine, because some people don't realize that that's who they are. Why do you have to why can you not realize when you're 40 that you're gay? Why can you not? Because it doesn't mean that you've lived your whole life as a lie if you weren't aware. That's the other thing. If you weren't aware that you were gay, if you've always followed it and been happy enough in a relationship with a woman, and then you have a relationship with a man and you go, I'm gay, like, that's okay that you didn't realize until you were 40. It doesn't mean that every relationship you've had with a woman is suddenly invalidated or not worth or not important, or do you know what I mean? That you didn't know you were gay because you've never had a moment where that's even been in your awareness. Anyway, it's kind of like you have to have these conversations with yourself with how this relationship or potential relationship or feelings that you have are triggering how you identify. But yeah, it's very much like this is like a moment where you get to explore your sexual identity and orientation, and I think that's a wonderful thing. And that how you identify, one, doesn't need a label, and two, is not how anybody else gets to label you. So it may be that you realise you're gay after 40 years of life, and people go, well, no, you're clearly bisexual because you've been with women. No, nobody gets to tell you that you're bisexual because you've been with men and women. If you realise that women, you're not sexually attracted to women anymore, it is solely men because you've now had that experience, then you're gay. Nobody gets to tell, and you say you're gay, then nobody gets to tell you that you're gay. Me saying then you're gay, I don't get to tell you that you're gay. You can say that you're gay. But yeah, this is very much you realising that your identity and what that means for you. And it's just you getting your head and feelings and processing around that. But yeah, somebody that you wouldn't normally go for has come into your feelings, your feels, your heart space. And that's where this has come from. And that's just you processing that. What does that mean for me? How does that going forward? How does that happen going forward? Because obviously once you know your feelings, it's between you and the other person, how your relationship works, nobody else. Yeah. But I do see you offering that to them. So, yeah. And once you know who you are, you know where you're going. So that's really good. I like that. You can only know where you're going once that's the case. I also think this awakening means that you're walking away from a situation that doesn't emotionally serve you as well, by the way. So I don't know if this is like you're in a relationship with someone and you have feelings for another person, and you, as a result, I don't know if you've had an affair. I don't know. I don't really read into that as such, but this has been like an awakening for you. Like it's always kind of sat there underneath, but yeah. I don't know if there was like an affair or something, and you've had a fling with someone, like a one night fling with someone, and you've gone, oh my god, no, this is like putting the glasses on, right? There's that moment in Grey's Anatomy where Han wakes up after being with Kayleigh and she goes, oh my god, I'm a lesbian. Like, I've been with men my whole life. It's like when I got glasses, the trees were just green blobs, but when I put the glasses on, there was clarity. And it's that sort of moment, that awakening, like, oh wow, okay, no, this is what I'm supposed, this is, you know. Also, if you're cheating on someone and having a fling, then the relationship where you are right now isn't emotionally serving you. There's something within that relationship that's not right. So, yeah. Movement forward. I can see you moving from the person that you're with to this other person. But I don't know if it's... I'm really getting that it doesn't even have to be binary. Like, it doesn't have to be bisexual. It doesn't have to be pansexual. It doesn't have to be... They're non-binary and you normally go for the binary. It's not even that. It's just you love the person, or you feel for the person, you fancy the person, you went with the person. It's you processing how that affects you, how that sits in your identity. And nobody can tell you how that is. I can't even tell you that. It's telling me that you are processing that aspect of yourself this week, Aquarius. Because either you fancy someone, or you want to, you're attracted to someone, or you've actually gone the whole way and been with that person, or had an encounter with that person. But I see you moving forward with this person. So I don't know what that means for a relationship that you're in, if you're currently in one already. But I just saw you emotionally walking away from something, whether that's the path of where you believed you were straight, or whatever it is that's emotionally doesn't serve you anymore. You're walking away from that into this. So I really like this. And it's always like you're stepping into your authentic self as well. And I don't mean that as a cliche, like, oh, be your authentic self or whatever. That this really is that. It's a case of, oh, I realise who I am now. Once you've come out the other side of it, oh, I realise who I am now. I want to be with this person. And what gender configuration they have down wherever, physically, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who they even identify as a gender. It's what I'm getting. It doesn't matter. It's their soul and who they are that you're in love with, not what they physically are or their orientation is. And I really like that. I really like that, Aquarius. So I hope that's of some help for you. But that's what I'm getting for this week. Like I said, it's very niche. So it's not going to apply to everybody. So it's very much a general read. So if that doesn't resonate with you, then that doesn't resonate with you. But yeah, what a beautiful read that you're going to find out a level of who you are today. So this week. So I really like that. I hope that is of some help to you, Aquarius. And hopefully I will see you again next week. Bye for now.